Palwasha is from rural Kabul. She was raised in Pakistan. She has worked her entire life for the cause of the women of her country. She's the co-founder of one of the oldest and leading women's organizations in Afghanistan, Afghan Women's Network. Palwasha was formerly the country director for Rights and Democracy, the Canadian organization in Afghanistan, and currently she's the Jennings Randolph Fellow at the U.S. Institutes of Peace. Palwasha.
Thank you. Good morning. I think it's difficult to speak after good speakers, but I will be really re-emphasizing some of the points which is earlier raised by them. And the points that I want to talk about is the importance of international support in Afghanistan, the presence of international troops and support which is affecting women growing movement in Afghanistan. Through my work, I'm traveling to the provinces, in several provinces in North, West and South. I have been able to work with not only women in Kabul, but other women in these provinces. And I've seen a lot of changes which is happening through last 8 years. And I think these are sometimes not measurable, and these doesn't requires or maybe cannot be shown by benchmarks like how this progress is made. But the way women are talking today, the way women are working today is there is a quite obvious change in their perspective and the way they are lobbying the government and the way they are proceeding the advocacy at their community level. These are certainly an important change which is happening in Afghanistan. I would like to see say that it's not only it's women, but there is a shifting in the Afghan culture and attitudes towards acceptance of women's rights. So yes, there are odds, there are negative things, there are challenges that we are still struggling to work with, but there are a positive improvement which is happening, and I would say the most important is the women emerging movement. I would give the example of the lawmaking process and the way women has been involved in Afghanistan. That is like one of the most important things which is happening to me and a lot of my other colleagues who have been struggling from last 8 years through different phases of it. From the constitutional law, Jirga, to the bill which Rachel just mentioned, eradicating violence against women, these have been important things which is happening. Yes, we had a Shiite personal law which was certainly a step backward. It was discrimination against women. But I think, in my opinion, the important thing is like women stood fast and they had demonstrated in front of the institution, a religious institution in Afghanistan, and said we cannot tolerate discrimination against our right. And it was not only a demonstration which was put by Shia women, but by other women, including Sunni, Hindu, and different sects. So that showed that women are able, in spite of a very fragmented Afghan society, which is after 30 years of war, to stand on certain issue together, and that is a big achievement towards peace building in Afghanistan. I also like to appreciate and bring to your presence that women inside the parliament, maybe not in large number, but a small number, were able to stand against the amnesty bill, which was like passed by some of the warlords and commanders inside the parliament in protection for the war criminals. And it was a very strong group of, a small but strong group of women and men who said we do not accept transitional justice or human rights violation to be tolerated in this way. So that kind of voice which is developing within the state institution, but also in civil society, these are important things, and these voices can eventually help in developing of the democratic institution, which is people's institutions. And I think these achievements are in a very fragile state yet, If there is, as Masuda says, and Sunita mentioned, that if there is any reverse and a US strategy on this time, I think we will be losing a lot of things. And the struggle that women have started in Afghanistan and the democratic groups are forwarding, that will be a very bad blow to it. It's important that these momentum should be strengthened in order to achieve a long-lasting development and also peace in Afghanistan, which can also contribute to peace in the world, especially United States, because there is a great connection between insecurity in Afghanistan and insecurity in the world. I don't think the prime issue of international involvement in Afghanistan was only to support Afghanistan, but also